Shalom. Call halayim la Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Harahakodash Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahweh Shai Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahweh Shai Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahweh Shai Bahashem Harahakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, teaching rule well. Peace and blessings to the Lord's elect. I'm the brother Awar Gabar from the Great Millstone, San Francisco Bay Area camp. Alright, just come back with another lesson all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Also want to say Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Harahakodash Barakathum to all those who truly believe upon Yahweh's doctrine. Alright, I'm just going to get right into the scriptures. Open it up here in the book of Psalm 31 and 21. It says, "Blessed be the Lord Yahweh, for he hath showed me his marvelous kindness in a strong city." Alright, blessed be the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, for he hath showed me his marvelous kindness. All right, the Lord has shown us his kindness, his mercy, but what bestowing upon us, you know what I mean, the understanding of the scriptures, wisdom. All right, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which is going to comfort us, all right, in these times. Okay, we're in this low land, being afflicted. Okay, the Lord brought us out of darkness into his marvelous light. That's kindness. I'm reading the NLT. It says, "Praise the Lord, for he has shown me the wonders of his unfailing love." All right, because his love for Israel, you know, we'll start with the elect of the nation of Israel. The Lord have love for none but those who dwell with wisdom. All right, but mercy is going to be bestowed upon the entire nation, ultimately, according to the book of Romans, the 11th chapter. All right, but it's unfailing love. What did we do to deserve this? It's not of us. Okay, but it's on us of what we did to be put in this predicament. All right, being here, you know, in the uttermost part of earth, which is all prophecy. All right, being in the lowland, the valley of the shadow of death. All right, but it's of the Lord's mercy that his rod and his staff doth comfort us. All right, we don't take comfort in anything else. Okay, we don't believe in we don't lean upon Egypt. All right, we don't believe in Esau's science. Okay, our faith and our hope is in his word. It says, "Praise the Lord, for he has shown me the wonders of his unfailing love. He kept me safe when my city was under attack." All right. Say, hey, in this land that we in now, we're not in our own dwelling place, you know, our home. Okay. Push here to the uttermost parts of the earth. Okay, but a great attack, all right, is going to, come upon America, chiefly the missiles. But, leading up to that, all right, Jacob's trouble. Okay, verse 22 back in the KJV, "For I said in my haste, I am cut off from before thy eyes." And that's how you might feel sometimes. All right, like, damn, you feel, down and out. It says, "For I said in my haste," all right, haste, panic. Don't panic, man. Just relax. Pray. Do some deep breathing, pray, meditate, fast. Okay. "For I said in my haste, I am cut off from before thy eyes. Nevertheless, thou heardest the voice of my supplications when I cried unto thee." See, you got to continually cry out unto the Lord. All right, in the time of panic, in the time of haste, pray. Scriptures command us to pray without ceasing. Why is so much happening in the earth now, man? Because the servants of the Lord are on this line. Putting the Lord in remembrance, not that he has forgot. Putting the Lord in remembrance of his promises, of his the promises and, the prophecies, asking the Lord to hasten the times, hasten the destruction, bring this devil down. All right. Expose this devil and keep us, because we know the devil is going to come down with great wrath. It's never been comfortable here in America. It's quite uncomfortable. All right. So it's a great big prison camp, man. But the scriptures bring comfort and hope, man, knowing that this is not the end all be all for us as a people. Okay. It says, verse 23, "O love the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all ye his saints, for the Lord preserveth the faithful and plentifully rewardeth the proud doer." Okay. It says, "O love the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all ye his saints." The saints are Israelites. "For the Lord preserveth the faithful." The Lord's going to preserve the faithful. He's going to keep the faithful. "And plentifully rewardeth the proud doer." All right. So the Lord's going to punish the proud. Our NLT, that reads, "Love the Lord, all you godly ones, For the Lord protects those who are loyal to him. Yeah, we loyal to the Lord. You got niggas talking about they loyal to the soil, loyal to the block, in the MOE spirit. You know what I mean? That's stupid. That's idiotic. It gets you nowhere. All right? They'll say themselves, man, that type of mentality only leads you leads you to the grave or to the jail cell. All right, or even if you might call yourself, you know what I mean, a square. There's nothing wrong with being a square, being sharp. All right, but living a somewhat plain life, you got your college degree, got your career, you got your one woman, maybe one or two children, if that, your two sedan vehicles, got your house mortgage. All right, you steer clear of black culture. All that's cool too, man. But you know what I mean? That's vain as well. Okay, that's vain as well, man. It's all about serving the Lord. That's the conclusion of the whole matter. All right. Our people don't get that though. It's because they're destroyed for a lack of knowledge, no fear. All right. It says, "Love the Lord, all you godly ones, for the Lord protects those who are loyal to Him." All right, but He harshly punishes the arrogant. All right, the Lord harshly punishes the arrogant. Look at the judgment that's written for Esau, Edom. Okay. But 2/3 of our people, man, they're going to receive the judgment of the heathen here on this side. You look at, we bring up the 2/3, according to Zechariah 13:8, a great big pie chart, all right, with 3 slices, man. One slice being the elect, the servants and the believers. All right, with the greater portion is those who are going to be destroyed. Scripture speak about it as being like a drop to a wave. Okay. Verse 24 says, "Be of good courage." I'm back in the KJV. "Be of good courage, and He shall strengthen your heart." Yeah. And that's what it's going to take in these times, man. A strong mind. "Be of good courage, and He shall strengthen your heart, all ye that hope in the Lord." All ye that hope in the Lord. And that's why the scriptures tell you, hey, blessed is he whose conscience have not condemned him. All right. The Lord has strengthened our mind. Don't let your conscience condemn you. Blessed is he whose conscience have not condemned him and have not fallen short from his hope in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. See, that's what the helmet of salvation does, man. Puts, all right, just pleasant thoughts towards your power in your mind. Not those thoughts that Satan want to implant, the seed that Satan wants to implant of doubt. All right, of being that woe is me. Sometimes you have low points, yeah. All right, but that's what the scriptures are for. That's what the brotherhood is for. All right, that's what pressing the record button on the lesson is for. All right, that's what the epistles are for. Okay. The Comforter comes in forms, man. The Comforter comes through many forms, of understanding. All right, we have the Comforter, all right, in this land. We have the Comforter in this land. Let's get Baruch, the 4th chapter. Baruch 4, and I'm gonna start at 23. "For I sent you out with mourning and weeping." All right, and that's how we were sent out of our land. All right, weeping and gnashing of teeth. Just speaking about the southern kingdom. All right. It says, "For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but the Most High will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever." See, forever. All right. "Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity." Yeah, all the nations see us in this low estate. Let the scripture say, man, in Jeremiah, I believe it's the 5th chapter. "Who shall bemoan thee, Jerusalem? Who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?" Also, Lamentations, the 2nd chapter, man. They all clap their hands. All right, they're satisfied. They're pleased with the state that our people are in. Okay. "Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our power." All right. Because, hey, Yahweh Shai is soon to return. So they're going to see us. They're going to see our salvation. All right. Hey, Revelation 1:7, man, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him." All right, the clouds are the chariots. Okay, they're going to see the chariots, and they're going to see the elect go up. And those who are on the earth, who make it past the destruction, post-nuclear destruction, all right, apocalyptic times, they're going to see the elect come down. After the so-called nuclear fallout, All right. Smoke begins to clear. All right. People fucked up in the head. You know, the hunters are going to come down. All right. In those angelic bodies, floating, flying, subduing. It says, like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our power, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. See, with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. All right, because Yahweh Shai is returning in a glorious form, man. All right. It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. Why aren't we to suffer patiently? Because we really brought this upon ourselves. See, that's one thing Jake don't know anything about, accountability. And that's just a characteristic of the black woman. That's the characteristic of women, but chiefly the black woman. The blame game. That's why you see the black woman all on TikTok. You know, Elder Manata Zakba does videos on it. You know, speak about our ancestors went through more than your Messiah went through more than Jesus Christ went through. You know, oh, you got these black Hebrew Israelites. Let me talk to you for a minute. Blase, blase, blase. You know, you believe that what we went through is because of something our ancestors did. You believe that the hardcore slavery we went through is because of something that we did. Yeah, it's written in here. Okay, it's the only thing that makes sense. All right, if y'all such a noble Nubian royal people, how the hell you get taken down? All right, by the measly ass, weak ass, no sauce having, all right, just pathetic so-called white people, so-called white race. All right. And why can't you come from up under his thumb? Why can't you come from up under his subjection? Okay? Why can't you buy back the block? Why can't you do better? Why can't you excel? Okay? Because this is not the land for us to excel. We still serving the punishment. And it tells us, my children suffer patiently. Okay? Hey, in Micah 7 chapter says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him. All right? Just off what we've done in this life alone. All right? Just off what we've done in this life alone. Like, man, shit. Damn, we really, man, deserve to be here. You know? There's no remembrance of the former lies, but just, you know? Yeah. These bodies come with sin. So in the former lies, Jake was going off like a motherfucker too. All right, but through the mercy and kindness, all right, through Yahweh Shai's sacrifice, all right, us believing on the resurrection, all right, us of giving diligence, making our body a living sacrifice, all right, calling and reaching out for mercy, making supplication to obtain mercy, okay, kindness and forgiveness is going to be shown. It says, my children suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. And the wrath from the Lord ain't no joke. All right, being brought over here on cargo slave ships, separated, you know, from your family, having, you know, just think about it until you came into the truth. All right, you understood, but just not knowing, you know, where you from in the earth. Jake be claiming all different type of parts of Africa. Really, Egypt though. When we came from the west coast of Africa, you know, the majority of us. All right, you got a slave's last name. You know. Can't go 3 generations back on your father's side. Really, a lot of Jake don't even know who their fucking father is right now. You know? And it's just the curses. It's the wrath that the Lord Yahweh Shai brought upon us for our transgression. For thy enemy have persecuted thee. Okay? It says, but shortly shall thou see his destruction. And that's what we're witnessing. We're witnessing the fall of our enemy. Esau is panicking. This dude frantic. He's losing it. He's gone mad. Getting exposed. Why are they unaliving all these scientists and whistleblowers? You know? Think about it. You know? Think about it, man. It says, but surely thou shalt see his destruction and shall tread upon his neck. And we're going to tread upon his neck. Okay? According to Malachi, the 4th chapter. You know? As a matter of fact, let me get that. I'm gonna get straight to the point. Malachi 4 and 2 says, "But unto you that fear my name," okay, and the name is key. "But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings." And the Son of Righteousness is Yahushua. Healing in his wings, because he's the healer, he's the physician. The physician is going to cut off a long disease, the disease that we have been so long suffering from. And that scripture in Ecclesiasticus, that's twofold. Esau is a disease. All right, but these bodies, man, keep us in a disease state. All right, so Yahushua is going to return with healing in his wings. Yahushua, he's the healer, he's the physician, what the world would call a doctor, but we use the word physician. Hey, and the chariots are the chariots being the righteous hospital. Yahushua being the righteous, being the physician, and the chariots being the righteous hospital. Enter into that righteous hospital, man, you're gonna be healed. Unlike when you go to the hospital here, you feel that eerie feeling. I honestly have not been in about 10 years. Okay? But I can only imagine it's very eerie in there. It says, "But to you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall, and ye shall tread down the wicked." See, ye shall tread down the wicked. Alright? "For they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, said the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, power of hosts." So the Lord's going to do it. The Lord's going to, give us the victory of our enemies. All right? The Lord's going to avenge us of our adversaries. The Lord's going to, avenge us of our adversaries, but, He's going to use us. I'm going to say, leave vengeance to the Lord, but according to Ezekiel, the 25th chapter, how is he going to lay vengeance upon Edom? Through the hand, through his right hand, through his servants Israel. Starting with his right hand, Yahushua. That mighty right is coming to knock Esau's ass out. This word got him on the ropes. All right, backing up. All right, the nigga in the days, we hitting him with this word. Yahushua gonna really come, man. You know what I mean? I got it. All right, and knock his ass out the fucking ring. TKO. All right. Then they put hit you with that little stuff up under your nose, and you might wake the boxer up that got knocked out. That little aroma to wake him up, or we're going to hit him with that and put his ass in slavery. All right. Malachi 4 and 3, "Ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, said the Lord of hosts." All right, back in Baruch 4 and 25 again. My children suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High, for thy enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shall tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways. All right. So we're the Lord's chosen people. We're his precious jewels. And we went rough ways. All right. Once again, came over here, tossed to and fro like a ball on cargo slave ships. Stacked up on top of each other, vomiting, defecating. So much to a Jake was trying to jump overboard. All right, being fed slop. If you didn't want to eat it, getting your teeth knocked out your mouth and force-fed slop. Then brought over here, put in the fields. All right, in the deep down in Mississippi, Alabama. All right, then forcing Jake. All right, forcing Jake, man, to work sun up to sun up. Okay, forcing Jake to work. But then also forcing Jake, buck breaking Jake, and forcing Jake, all right, to commit things as incest and shit. That's the Lord's delicate ones going rough ways. Still to this day being poisoned by the food is poison, the air is poison, the water is poison, the music is poison, the entertainment is poison. All right, Esau weaponizes everything. Since my delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. All right, we were caught by the very cunning hunter. "Be of good comfort, O my children." All right, and what brings comfort? The word. All right, the Lord is telling us, "Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High." Yeah, make that supplication. As I was reading in Psalm the 31st chapter, make supplication, man. Okay, you have to be sighing and crying to receive the tawah. Okay? Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai, for you shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. See? The Lord don't forget. Shall be remembered of him. You know? Okay. We're back on the Lord's line. Got the name. Got the pure language. All right. Got the understanding. We got everything we need, man, for these times. We got everything we need. The wisdom to make us wise unto salvation. Hold on to it. All right. Hold on to it, man. This is our comfort in our time of our affliction. What tells you in the book of Psalm 119? Let me see. Psalm 119 and Salakia. Psalm 119 and 50. It says, Psalm 119:49. Remember the word unto thy servant upon which thou hast caused me to hope. See? The Lord ain't forgot about us. But still, man, constantly be on this line, putting them in remembrance. Being righteously annoying, which you can't annoy the Lord, but being righteously annoying. And I say you can't annoy him because these epistles, these prayers, all right, you read Revelation, the 8th chapter, it's a sweet, savory, smell unto him. All right, pleases the Lord. It says, this is my comfort in the time of my affliction, for that word have quickened me. See, this is my comfort in the time of my affliction. This word is quickened us, made us alive. Look at the people of the world, man. Look at our people who are stuck on stupid in the world. I got a nigga 22, 23 years old, looking like he 38. All right, a 38-year-old Jake in the truth, looking vibrant and young. Okay, shining. All right, quickened. The proud have had me greatly in derision, yet I have not declined from thy law. Esau hates that. But that's the reason why he's going to come down according to Revelation 12, and what's that, 17? All right, because of the testimony and the commandments that we aim to keep. All right, you're free to do whatever you is to do as thy will. The lema is the only so-called religion. The lema, that's the Greek word for will. All right, and then Aleister Crowley, that's actually what he practiced. The lema, he called it that, which means will. That's the only true religion here in Babylon the Great. Do as thy will. But we wrong for serving the Lord? Goes to show you the hypocrisy of the so-called white man. Everybody is respected in their walk of life. Your Muslim is respected. Your atheist is respected. All right, you agnostic, it's respected. Christian, well, you respect it. Okay, you could be that. You could be that. They'll call you. They'll treat you as such and call you that. All right, we tell them time after time we're not black Hebrew Israelites. We're Hebrew Israelites. All right, we just can't put no respect on it. All right, and all we do is preach. All these other religions, all these other walks of life, these other cults that these people are into, not only do they do damage to themselves, all right, but they do damage to others. You know what I mean? Christianity, Islam, on and on and on. Do you think a Buddhist is peaceful? Hell no. We go back to Baruch 4:26. My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for you should be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh Shem Shai, so be in return, seek him 10 times more. All right, seek him 10 times more. Okay, what did it tell you in the book of Sirach? Let me get that. Book of Ecclesiasticus, also in the Sirach 43:30. When ye glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as ye can. Yeah. Well, that tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter, whatever you put forth your hand to do, do it with all your might. That's what you give all your energy into. When you glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can, for even yet he will far exceed. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength and be not weary, for you can never go far enough. All right, don't be weary in well doing. You can never go far enough. You can never do too much for the Lord. Okay, you can never do enough with this talent. But back in Baruch 4:28, for as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, so in return seek him 10 times more. For he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation. See? And that's the point, man. Okay? Tears are going to be just tears of mourning. All right? You know, we're going to take off these clothes of sack. All right? We're going to cry tears of joy first. And then it's just going to be, you know, happy everlasting, man. You know? Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. All right, miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall. See, look at America. You know, I was talking to a bro yesterday. I was like, man, this devil, all right, came over here, conquered the land, slaughtered the indigenous people, put a remnant of them in the concentration camps, and totally raped them of their customs, oppressed a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Went over to the west coast of Africa, got the southern kingdom, brought them over here. All right, put them in hardcore slavery, beat their ways out of them. All right, went throughout the earth, ruling with an iron fist. All that to be in the latter days to be a rainbow country, weak, transformer field. All right, idiocracy type, just a buffoonery. All right, just a weirdo world. You know, on the brink of destruction. Homeless epidemic, opioid epidemic, crime is at an all-time high. All right. Oh, the president is a goofball, a goof troop. All right. Got you know, all the entertainers are in Epstein files and shit. America's a joke, man. It's just Babylon the Great is a great gazing stock. It says, miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall. Right, Edomites are miserable. Your everyday Edomite is miserable. All right, I was just working in a neighborhood called Black Hawk out here today. All right, it's a neighborhood in Northern California near Walnut Creek. It's a neighborhood city called Danville. These are $5 million homes, gated community, great big golf course. All right, Bentleys driving through, Lamborghini trucks driving through. You know, like some fat shit. Esau still ain't happy. You can still see the miserable look on his face. You can still see that he's just not happy. All right, because his future is looking grim. He knows that. All right, his daughter's a slut. His son's an opioid addict. All right. Hey, his woman, you know, who knows what she's on. You know, and these are well-to-do, well-off Edomites. I could go right to the city of San Francisco, see Esau in his real form, caveman, walking the streets. San Francisco, the shitty city with no shoes, no socks on, with a fetty back, man, a fetty lean. And we love to see it. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. See? Esau can't take no type of oppression, but he's going to have to deal with it. He can't deal with adversity. He's going to have to deal with it. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. See, pride has been turned into mourning. No more rejoicing. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure. Yeah, ICBMs. And she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. You can read about that in Isaiah 34. All right. How, hey, man, the Lord is going to leave Babylon the Great as just a place of for those type of foul creatures. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east. All right, go face the east, praise and give thanks. And behold, the joy cometh unto thee from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Yeah, be joyful, man. All right, hey, when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your head, for your redemption draweth nigh. Looking up and lifting up your head means being the spirit of joy. Okay? Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. See? The Spirit has gathered the Lord's elect. See, we're about to get up out of here. The 12,000 out of all 12 tribes could very well be sealed. Look at the pace that prophecy is moving at now. Look how the prophecy has picked up speed. Look at what's going on in the Middle East. Look at what's going on with the economy. Look at these false prophets. All right? And look at the spirit that the men of the Lord are in, man. Look at the spirit of the world and look at the spirit of those who are into the word. All right? The world is through, burnt out, languishing. All right? Those who are into the word, truly into the word, joyful, upright, shining. All right? And the path of the just is as a shining light that shineth more and more up unto that great day. So we're brought out of darkness, put on this straight path, which is illuminated. All right? Yeah, it's straight. It's tight. It's tight, but it's right. It's hard, but it's fair. All right? And the elect gonna make it, man. All right? The elect gonna make it for sure. It's written. You know? So with that, I'm gonna close it out, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakhakodah, Shalom to the Lord's elect.